recap as well, as part of the recap, I will mention, you guys mentioned you're searching for the people that had, bombed your tavern, and I guess I don't know if you guys have put that together yet.
We haven't. We honestly haven't, because we kind of got distracted with the
I guess, yeah, no.
demon windmill treasure box thing. So
Right, a lot of things have been happening.
It's been a busy
we haven't
day.
not a chance to line the ducks up in a row, but once it happens, we'll be fine.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you guys would be fine. Actually, before I do the recap, I'm sorry, guys. I do think I would like to use the restroom before we get going.
Go for it.
That's cool.
Mostly because I don't want to, go 5 minutes in and it's like, oh, well, no, sorry. I know we just got into some big stuff, but, yeah.
As soon as the important speech starts, no, halfway through, let me just pause it here.
I'm gonna use the dice today.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Were you using a not dice?
Heidi sent me a new dice, a new D20.
Nice. Oh, that reminds me, I saw this really cool thing. I was gonna run it by you later. Crystal, for the sword I got, the special one.
Okay.
Well, it goes off the function of being a cursed die. So what it does is increases both good and bad. So it replaces essentially gives you 3 nat 1s and 3 natural 20s, but it replaces the top 6 of the figures.
Oh.
So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 15. Then 16 is a natural 1. 17 is a natural 1. But then 18 and 19 are natural 20s. So you've got double 3 times a chance of a nat 20, 3 times a chance of a natural 1. But on average, the highest you can get that's a non-critical is a 15.
I like that. Huh.
They call it the gambler's die, and I think it would look great for a cursed weapon.
That is really nifty. I like that a lot. I didn't think about it. For chance. But I do really like it.
Yeah, it sounded like a good one.
So did you guys get up to anything fun over the weekend?
Oh yeah. Got to celebrate some stuff because it was kind of a few weekends in a row we've been doing the kind of celebrations. First with Cinco de Mayo, and then with Mother's Day. Technically speaking, Friday is when I celebrate, and then Sunday is when I take advantage of all those specials.
Nice.
What about you guys?
Went to this flea market. It's called a trade days, but it's just a flea market. And a lot of people selling junk for really ridiculous prices, but I did get a couple random little things that would be good for doll dioramas and stuff like what I did this past weekend. And
next time you're over, I gotta get you to go to a flea market we got over here. It's a swap meet. It's one of the biggest in Nevada, and it really is. Some of them are just small shops where you can find a good bit of everything. Others are just people bringing in their entire garage of unknown things and just putting them in boxes, and you essentially haggle saying that for $1.25 for that, and I don't even know what that is.
Nice. I love yard sales, antique malls, flea markets, Goodwill. I love all that stuff. I love hunting through other people's old shit, basically. It's just fun.
Oh yeah, no. There's some of that. Sometimes you'll find some really old and cool shit. Sometimes you'll find things that you never knew existed. There's also this one little shop that's just, it looks like it's straight out of an anime convention. It's just everything, plushies, toys, trinkets, everything.
Nice.
That's great. I haven't been there in a while though. Never had a
Sounds
chance.
like fun.
The Friday one, to combat how hot it is, they'll do one at night.
Oh.
The Friday one will be at night, and then the other Saturday and Sunday ones are like early morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. Nice little places to eat too. Little stage where there's usually some music either being played or live band.
Cool. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Too bad we weren't able to get in last time, but something we got to plan for a little bit.
One of my biggest regrets to date is still not just saying fuck work and going over to see you guys and meeting up in Las Vegas longer. That is just one of my biggest regrets, because that was so much fun, but it was such a whirlwind.
We will get you here one day, and we'll also go to other places, because
Yeah.
I want us all to meet up over there with you, because you also have an amazing home to show us.
Well, maybe I can drag my sister along, because I think she wants to go out west too.
Hey, the more the merrier. Yeah. I think there might be it's not an official, but it might be a little game Nintendo shop. You can probably get him there. I think he'll love it.
Ooh.
There's a bunch of old games from almost every other console there as well. A bunch of random people. Oh, there's also a bunch of food vendors and stuff.
Heck yeah.
So what I'm hearing is another Vegas trip, which I am
Yes.
totally down for. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, Matthew just came in and said yes. Oh, it scared me.
Husband's jump scare.
Oh god.
He was standing next to you the whole time, just waiting for that yes.
I think so. You just heard me say that, you're just like, yes. I was like, oh my god, what happened?
When it comes to that, though, I would absolutely love that. When it comes to that, I relate to both Sidian and Dutch. I just need money.
God, that's the truth. I live here, but I can't do as much as I'd want to because it costs money.
Yeah. How is rent, actually? I mean, or mortgage or
Not there,
whatever you
but
got going on.
it depends on how you can get it. Those that had it, because I got one of my cousins who actually does he has his own. He bought a second house that he uses as a Airbnb. Pretty decent one right now. I was able to secure mine, the 4-inch strip stuff. So it's only about I'd say $450 just for me. But for the most part, because the average paying on the house is about 900 and something less than I checked.
That's the average rent on a house?
No, that's the mortgage on my house.
Okay, I heard average rent and I was like, hold on. I need to go to Vegas. Wait a minute.
Live in Vegas. God, that would be just.
But this is,
if only.
like I said, this has been here. This has been. Bought this house a few years ago. And then I remember when that drop was so there, every house was for sale.
Hmm.
Now it's actually they tested it. It's actually cheaper. A nice little retired couple down the street, instead of buying one of the houses, they just took a plot that was wiped. They just built their own dream house, and it cost a little bit less than it would have been to try to buy a new one.
Yeah.
So now they have a brand new, fully furnished, up to date and everything, and they're happy.
Nice for them, yeah.
My fiance and we just took a look at the house that we might end up buying, if not just renting. But it's it used to be a church, and my mom, she went up to visit my grandparents who used to do furniture restoration anyways, and she was digging around in their attic, and apparently they have some old Catholic kneelers from a church, nice heavy oak ones, and I'm just I want that. And then if I can find some old church light fixtures to put in the house, I think that would just be amazing, and it could give such a cool vibe. But yeah, super
I can
excited.
see this becoming just a overtime project. You guys are slowly building a small church within your own home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A small corner, perfectly refurbished for you guys to enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did take pictures, but I did take a video walking through it. I'll see if it sends through. It probably won't, but technology.
Yeah,
Hmm.
sometimes.
And when you guys are ready, we can get going. If you want
Oh
to
yeah.
share that first.
Ready.
Ready, Freddy.
Ready.
All right. Well, as a bit of a recap, obviously much has gone on in this endgame day, but specifically regarding your last session, we had a court case with Cordelia and Silas.
Yeah.
That, well, I mean, it could have gone better. Went pretty all right. Managed to get out with only 200 golden dragon fine, which it's damages, which I should also mention. I don't know if I conveyed this properly. Maybe I'm retconning a little bit, but that is not just due to Silas. A little bit also to the driver, but also that's for actual damages caused by the chase, as well as a couple of bystanders.
This is why you never stick around for the cops.
Woohoo.
Collateral damage. Yeah, you paid off a portion of some of the other expenses, but that still remains. Got a month to pay that or pay in some other way. You had a bit more of a discussion with Silas, and seemed to get through to him, but he told you, as he was basically running away, to leave the city, is what he recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, Cordelia. You not returned, you were instructed to join your compatriots, Othras and Celia. So you followed, which kudos on Cordelia for just following the, she sussed out the doppelganger before, but she just followed, the dark and mysterious figure.
Mm-hmm.
Down in the dock wards. But no, you met up with Othras and Celia, who had discussed a few things in their time waiting in the opera house. Not opera house, theater. And we ended the session by the group, now having reconvened, going to the ships at the carnival, getting dressed in fine attire, which I believe we have in the official outfits, and being rowed across the waters of Waterdeep Harbor to the ship anchored in the harbor, known as the Catcher. Celia, you definitely knew that, but you all see it written in lavender cursive across the side. As you all step onto the deck after climbing up the side, you see that this ship is decorated with floating lights, orbs of this yellowish orange white light illuminating the area on this deck, as well as white linen cloth being draped from about halfway up the mast and kind of surrounding a table that is on the center of this deck. You see on this table are a number of places to sit and much food, veritable feast. Various items. It seems that little expense was spared in this feast that has been provided, with various wines and other liqueurs placed along the table as well, which is being finished being set by 4 Nimblewrights as the captain of the Seaman's Fair approaches you all and says, you made it. It is good to see you all. I trust the trip was pleasant? Or at the very
No
least...
issues.
Very much so, Captain. Thank you.
Boy, this is real fancy. All this just for us?
Absolutely. You've had, from what I hear as well, you've had quite the day.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness, are there white napkins and everything? Oh my goodness.
Yes, a fine tablecloth. Napkins are set up in the shape of swans.
Oh my gosh. It's so fancy. I don't want to mess with it. Oh,
By all
it's
means.
not a treat after such a long day.
By all means, I figured it was time we all met, and I look forward to discussing things with you this evening. But for now, by all means, sit, eat, and enjoy. Any kind of gestures for you all to sit at the table?
Ooh.
He actually takes the seat at the end. You see. Okay.
Nice.
I move you. Alphronus, do you sit on the same side as the other two, or do you sit on the opposite side, or do you
Sorry, I was
come?
still looking up my, I was setting something up, but now I can go and finally log in. So I can get a better view. I'm assuming that I've just been slowly but very obviously stealing glances at Celia's dress. Like, it's the first time I've definitely seen her in something like that.
Oh yeah, this is definitely something she's worn multiple times before. Though not recently.
Checking his girl out. Dang, she's fine.
As a side note, I don't have a image of the deck. I tried to find something, but like the image that I had in my head, I could not find anything quite like it. This, though, however, is art of the eye catcher docked in the harbor.
At first, all I saw was the GIF that I sent in running commentary. It was like, looks like it's sinking.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's pretty.
How do you know? How do you know?
It's sunk.
That's awesome.
So it's been slowly sinking this whole time.
Actually, you
Okay,
see it
finally
start to
landed.
rise into the air. As almost being lifted up by magical winds, it flies off into the sky.
Woo!
My favorite
And
part.
we're super impressed for a split second until we realize it's actually just a bunch of guys underneath lifting it up with that extra casted fly. It's actually cheaper than getting this thing enchanted to fly.
Lift with your... What would be the flying, carrying a ship equivalent of lift with your knees, not your back?
Lift with your knees, not with your back. Like, lift with your
And
intelligence.
with your legs? I don't know.
Lift with your back, not your knees? I don't know.
Would it make sense to say lift with your intelligence and not with your wisdom? I'm trying to think, 'cause I don't know if there's like
And not your strength.
Yeah, live with your mind and not your muscles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lift with your
finally
back,
back.
not your arms?
Yeah, all right. Just so it's not weird, I'm gonna sit over here.
Alright. Alright. So you all begin to eat, I assume?
Yeah,
Yes.
digging in.
Yes.
Cordelia
Very
will set
Spanish
her
style.
swan folded napkin to the side, though, and give it a little pat on the head.
It's
Heading.
it's a bit unusual to see, but Orthronus actually has very impressive table manners,
Ooh.
and they seem to be Yeah, so he's rarely like in a place that like you would have to use them. Because he's normally just own food, snacks, finger food, stuff like that. So he's never really been in this kind of situation where you guys haven't seen him in one before. But he apparently knows how to use all. What is it? 7 forks on his left. Evidently, he knows what each of them is for.
Knows what they're all for. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fine dishes here. Roast duck, various fish entrees. There is caviar.
Ooh.
Not a fan.
Hold on, I'm gonna see what
Not-
Cordelia thinks of this.
Ooh, how
Here's the
fancy!
thing: is
Oh, that
what
tastes
what
horrible.
would we know what that caviar is fancy? Or do we think that's just a fancy type of jam?
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, she's just like, this is some of the coarsest blackberry jam I ever did see. How'd they get all the little balls to stick together like that? It's just gonna slap some of that on the plate and then try it.
I assume like she's gonna try to slather some on a little biscuit before trying it.
Yeah.
Cordelia, that amount alone probably cost you close to 50 gold pieces.
And
Oh yeah,
and she's like eating it and she's actually really enjoying it, and then she's like,
Wait, what?
and then she's gonna just set the biscuit down like it's a bomb or something.
just look at it like. Just want you to know the bite you took could have covered half your bail.
Well, where?
No, I will say it is not that expensive.
It depends the type, because if you look at like real life, there are like
Yeah,
levels
there
to
are
how
some that are
expensive some of
very-
that caviar. That are like, are you bullshitting me with that?
I think Celia is 100% doing this just
Listen.
to tease her.
That's also fair.
She's gonna take that seriously. Like, you tell me, like, could I put some of this in my bag and sell it on the street in even smaller baggies? Get big
Yeah.
my bail money.
Caviar distributor.
A caviar. Here's the, you
Caviar
gotta
dealer.
aim for the rich
Black market caviar.
neighborhood. I mean, like the ritziest people, and you can tell them you can get them a good deal on the good stuff.
To be entirely clear, this is a nice meal. This is not like, gold encrusted souffle sort of meal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just wasteful and impractical, honestly.
Yeah, you are not like eating pearls or whatever rich people
Delicious.
do.
Why would you? Those are harder than freaking jawbreakers, and they don't even taste good.
I know you're joking, but also it's like, how do you know that?
Look, I've been to the sea, I've seen a pearl or two, and I may have fallen for the "it's actually where gumballs come from" trick my uncle told me. They told me there was a flying alligator in the sky, and I would look every time until I was like 5 and I called them on the trip.
Oh.
As he sees you like hesitating with this caviar, he will actually kind of gesture. It's like, oh no, it's fine. You can by all means.
Oh,
If you enjoy it, eat it. Eat.
thanks. Now listen, this is such a fine meal. Now we can help with the dishes afterwards. That's no problem.
I like her.
I guess the least we can do for a spread like this.
That's very kind of you, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, you seem to be at least amusing of it this time. Celia, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Okay,
What?
okay. Constitution saving throw. That is a 17.
17. Okay, so you succeed. You, as what What do you start by eating, do you think? At this time?
Probably the lighter courses. Whatever vegetables or fruit are kind of laid out. She would start with that first.
There are a few nicely prepared roasted or sautéed vegetables. As you take that first bite, you realize you know you haven't eaten all day, but for whatever reason in this moment it feels like you haven't eaten all year. You are
Gluttony, that
Damn
bitch, she's here.
you are famished. And I think you feel this realization in the back of your mind, kind of almost connected to the attunement, to the Stone of Galore, that you realize that in exchange for being more aware due to this item's presence, you realize you have now taken on its hunger as well. So the detrimental effect is that you now need to eat. Let me see what the specific amount that I wrote down was. When you are attuned, you are consumed by great hunger and must eat and drink 6 times the normal amount each day.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh. Good thing we're at a feast. I think
That
as
also
she
makes me
starts-
wonder, what's your normal and what's that going to be times 6?
Yeah, I don't think Celia was much of a heavy eater to begin with. So hopefully the times 6 isn't terrible. But I think as she starts eating, she definitely starts to pile her plate on probably a lot more than she should.
Oh my. The cat says.
No, wait, no, I'm not being judged by him. Wait.
Drama!
She stops mid
He's
sentence,
not-
and now this is the cause of her now eating disorders going forward.
Now, did he say
Oh,
that in
no.
a judging sense, or did he say that in a concern sense, like, oh dear, well, you're not eating? He's a concerned parent.
Less in a judging sense, more in like a concerned sense, more of a like, oh, I was not expecting this. He says it very softly as well, so as you may not fully may not fully register at this time.
Yeah, no, I don't think she registered that he was referring to her.
I will say, as you do eat, you do feel like it's not that you're just consumed by more hunger than you're normally. It feels like you actually are not absorbing as much of it as like it's actually like your stomach is in fact larger, and that you do not have as much going to you. It's like it's being siphoned away, some of it.
That's disturbing, but
Roughly-
she's gonna keep eating.
1/6 of it is going to you, you'd say.
So you have to eat 6 times to feel full normally.
That's a lot of food, guys.
You have to eat 6 steaks to have 1.
Delicious. And then she's
Luckily, you're at a feast.
thankfully she's at a feast. She's gonna keep eating.
Yum, yum, yum.
Well,
Let me remind myself what my languages are. Oh, yay, he says something in Draconic.
oh,
Who speaks Draconic? Anyone here?
You-
check something.
What do you say, FS? Let me just send it to you. There you are.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, the best.
Sorry, there's like a feature that Discord has now where like will just show you if you're on mobile, like the beginning of the last message that the last person in that chat had said. So I just looked at your channel, it just said purple.
So
That's what
he
you
does
say?
say something draconic. Yeah, he's saying something in draconic before he gives a kind of a Cheshire grin.
Who are you grinning at? Are you grinning looking at Celia?
At Celia, but then returning to my own meal. Because I am in fact hungry and also eating.
That's fair. And to be fair, I don't think you guys have eaten some today, but not much.
No, early
burned a
morning was
lot
the
of
best we
calories.
had.
We had like 5 chase sequences today. We are hungry.
Did a lot of cardio.
Mhm.
Like, think about it from the let's think about this. From the tower to home before we got to the directions to hit the graveyard, then to the windmill,
Then
rooftops,
windmill to the streets.
streets,
The alleyway
Streets
To
fight.
the sewers.
Through the parade,
Sewers to the alley.
sewers.
Oh god, yeah, we did a lot of work today.
We have got in our 10,000 steps.
Whether it's
you-
proper manners or not, Cordelia will be like passing plates around of the different dishes, like, "Yo, go ahead, try this, moving them around."
You actually see the captain also kind of perks up and kind of responds to you in Draconic as well. And then, like, he says that as he's looking over at Celia, and then kind of turns to kind of give you a glance as well.
I'll just smile. I'll continue eating, but I'll smile back, give him a nod, and as soon as I finish, like, I'm actually happy. Seeing like this does make it feel like this is more of a rest than we've had for all of the day.
Are you saying that in common, or
Oh, Draconic. This conversation is continuing in
Okay.
Draconic. Where I'm
okay?
saying, I'm glad because we've had a very long day, and I'm glad she's got a chance to catch her breath and apparently refill.
I think Celia feels a little awkward with you guys just talking and looking back at her.
Why are you staring
They're
at
just
me?
smiling happily, just like nothing. Enjoy. This is what this is for. Enjoy.
Zardos, which, to stop calling him the captain, I'm gonna start calling him. His name is Zardos Zord. Is how he's introduced himself.
I feel like I've played this character once before.
Z.
So, Mr. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But he will reply to you, Othronus, in Draconic in kind. It seems you've had quite the busy day, indeed. Though do enjoy the food, enjoy the chance to rest. If all goes well, you'll have a nice evening, but may be returning to busy work on the morrow.
Ever on the grind. I have no idea how that translates in Draconic. Ever on
I'm
the
just
actually
grind.
imagining it sounds like a bunch of roars and like tiny roars, growls.
Yeah, no, that's basically it. Just grunts, few growls, and just one last little.
Remind me, did you bring your dragon friend with you out of curiosity? Or did you leave them back at the tavern? I don't think we've established too much with him in the past few episodes or sessions.
I left him there once, and I think I took him back with me.
Okay.
But I think he's been with me. Yeah, so he does. He will be. His head will be popping out. So I'll have like a smaller plate on the side that's just meat, the rarest I can find here, and it'll just be like taking small pieces of it. So while I'm like taking my own bites, it seems like I'm pocketing it, but he's actually getting fed.
Oh,
All right. Are you trying to hide this?
No, this is very obvious, but it's odd because you can clearly hear something biting and chewing as my hand leaves my coat pocket, like the inner pocket. So it looks like I'm reaching for something with like a piece of meat, and I like draw my hand back and it's gone.
Thrawnus, you guys, stop that lip smacking. It's just a dragon making the loudest noises.
It's like a cat.
It is, and
eating
I'm
meat.
chewing with my mouth closed and everything, but you can clearly hear something is going to town on that meat.
Meat. And Cordelia, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh yes. She's just gonna look at our host here. So, Mister, this is very nice and all, but why did you ask us here? There's a tiny inkling within me that suspects that this isn't just a social call.
Well, you would be right about that, but I suppose.
Nice.
I suppose, in large part, I wanted to finally get the chance to meet the denizens of this city who have been so kind to this friend here of mine.
Oh,
He gestures to see.
Oh, who's your friend?
He called me a friend.
He gestures to Celia, so you can very much see he's referring to Celia. it seems.
Oh, well, we have
When
good
the head
taste in friends
calls you a
then.
coworker.
I wanted to take the chance to get to know you a bit. See what brings you to the city and what might your interests be herein. As it seems you have gotten quite mixed up in this city.
Well, it's a long story.
I have time.
And
Though
y'all have heard the story 10,000 times. I'll just say that she tells the story.
The entire story from like the second her beef started.
to literally just an hour ago.
And we
Uh-huh.
broke out of prison. We didn't break out of prison. We stopped someone from
Half
breaking
hour
something.
ago.
Went to court and defended ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the best lawyer anybody had ever seen.
What's that anime or game where it's like a lawyer, attorney something?
Ace Attorney.
Thank you, Ace Attorney.
Nick's right.
Good old Phoenix.
Objection.
Well, given how Phoenix does in most of those games, that's not actually too far off.
Oh god.
Victory by the skin of his teeth. He actually does interject a few times as you're saying, kind of commenting on things that you haven't necessarily mentioned yet, as it seems he actually does demonstrate that he does know a bit about your past. Yes, and that's when Silas came in. Not
Oh, sorry. My internet cut out for just a second. Last
Yeah.
thing I heard you say was as.
as.
Asmodeus,
that
he's
just-
here.
Oh, God. This is a weird
Dad?
crossover episode, guys.
First gluttony, now this.
Right?
Also, I didn't think about it until like just now because I had thought of that separately, but I didn't even realize. Yeah, no, that does fit perfectly with Celia's having to deal with gluttony while we're all having to deal with gluttony in some Deadly Sins.
I know. I was like, did I just get Uno reversed?
Getting a
What
taste of
happened?
your own medicine.
No, you. That was not my intention, but I will happily retroactively claim that was my
I
intention.
100% assumed it was your intention.
It's mostly because I thought that was like, I mean, there were other, negative side effects, but I figured that was be like a fun one, roleplay wise, to deal with.
This will be fun.
But yeah, no, Zardos, yeah. I always want to say his like full name, Zardos Sword. But he will kind of nod along, and he actually does comment a few times as you tell this story, kind of showing, like with those comments, that he does know a bit about you and what's going on, but wants to hear you say it. And I'm curious how, if you want to keep this vague, that's perfectly fine, but how do you kind of depict yourself in the story that you're telling?
Oh, totally as just like the gal in the city. She's just like fish out of water, just little country girl. I mean, she sees herself as a simple gal who's not in the wrong in hardly any of this.
Fair enough. Oh, I guess I'll also ask, is this the story of growing up and then all the stuff with Silas and you coming to the city, or are you trying to tell the story of like everything that's happened since you've gotten in the city as well? Like, I mean, like everything with the chase and all that.
She'll give very vaguely about her background and where she comes from, and then she'll and it's going to be a general rundown of everything from escaping the wedding to pretty much this moment.
Does she tell him about the gold?
Yeah, how much do you share about like the whole pursuit
see.
of the gold and like all the stuff, like all of your adventures and all the stuff that's supposed to be kept secret?
Let's see. When it comes to gold, she will like pause and be like, and then he wanted to seize our assets on the land, and so that's probably how she'd put that.
Okay, talking about that gold, I mean more the Golden City.
Oh, the
So,
Golden City?
That also as well.
Ooh. Well,
As
if
a-
if he's a friend of Celia and she trusts Celia, oh gosh.
Do you maybe
She probably
wanna,
would.
Do you want to maybe do this like in character? I know we wanted to fast track this, but the offer stands.
I get the feeling that she would mention it very vaguely, but I think she's gotten so lost in everything that's happened today that it's like barely even a footnote, like barely like just an emboldened word, like in a sea of pages out of all the word vomit that's coming out of her face hole.
Fair
If
enough.
there's one person who's going to pick it out, it's going to be him.
All right, so you don't like avoid it though, right?
No, not. She doesn't completely avoid it. No.
Okay. Well then, quite the description it seems.
Yeah, lots of things.
Quite the eventful day it seems you've had.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it. Well, I guess you do. You know more than half of it. But yeah.
More than you know. But I will ask, what, turning to you, Othronus, now, what are your plans going forward? It seems you have fallen on hard times with your business, your friend. I assume you mentioned Sam.
Yes. Sam was definitely mentioned. I don't know if it was whoever was telling the story of what we were up to. But
Yeah.
talking about Sam, about the bar being reconstructed, but more or less just keep on keeping on, I suppose.
Keep on keeping on. Any aspirations, goals? Any wishes for the future?
Couple, but for the most part, I'm just trying to settle down with my new normal. More recently, had to take a longer, harder look at myself, accept who both I was and what I wanted to do, what I had to do, more or less. So,
Are you referring to Tan?
yeah.
Okay. Have you told him about Tam, or are you just being cryptic?
Assuming it was my turn to tell my story, then yeah, no, I let him know that I was originally from Baldur's Gate, the crew I ran with, a little bit of my life as a kid, and then yeah, the job that went not so nice. That was the first time I met Celia.
Yeah, you see him kind of.
At this point, I've finished eating, so I'm just drinking right now.
Yeah, and there are some nice fine wines. Actually, roll a perception check. Both runs.
Oh my god. 9.
9. I'll say you still see this, but you won't get all the context. You do notice that the bottles of this that are kind of laid out, they're all definitely nice wines, but they're all labeled as being from Luskin.
Damn, I think I might have been important.
Perhaps.
Yeah, Celia looks uncomfortable when you mention Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, you actually Othronus, what's your passive perception again?
Bad. This is not the perceptive character.
Yeah.
Let's just double. Yeah, 12 would be the passive.
Okay, 12. I think you will pick up on this as well. But Celia, you notice when he mentions Baldur's Gate, you do see Zardos shoot a glance over in your direction as well, looking to see your reaction as well. Actually, I'll stay with that as well, Othronus. You do see him shoot a look in her direction too. Though you may think, oh well, you just mentioned her in the story.
I did, and I just rolled to see how badly or how nostalgic I'm feeling about just telling my mini life story. And yeah, now I'm taking a few more. So I finished the glass that I tried from there, and then I just pulled out my own flask and just took a swig.
Not refilling your glass, you're just taking from your own?
Now I do refill that one, but I take a swig of my own just to the comparison. I do still have that one. I do have a few of those bottles with me. I might just give one as a gift.
Fair enough. Celia, what is your reaction when he brings up Baldur's Gate?
Immediately, she just freezes. And then I think when she feels the captain look over at her, she quickly tries to look away. Very much ashamed.
You do notice perhaps you look away. You still look away before, registering this, but you do notice that look was less of a like judgmental look and more of a quizzical sort of look.
Probably, but she still feels the shame.
That's fair. And you mentioned life is pulling you in different directions, it seems. Is that correct?
Different yet the same.
Different yet the same. That is life sometimes, though. And what do you think her goals are as of now? Her direction?
Who's he pointing to?
He's referring to the woman you were mentioning before.
He just takes a long kind of sigh before he looks down. And at this point, he does unconsciously just take out the little dragon and just start petting him like a cat.
You see him just kind of like do a double take and like. Oh yeah, sorry, you were saying?
No, go ahead. Like he's gonna take a minute to answer.
Yeah, you see the captain, or Zord, like you could you might be able to tell that he had noticed it before, but like the way you've just pulled it out so nonchalantly, he does a little bit of a double take. Like, oh, and you just got him out on your lap now.
As best as I can tell, Tambourine is going to do what she does best. Plan and scheme and do what she needs to try and attain what she wants, which at this point is assume greater status, promotions in the organization. Same old, same old.
Seems some habits refuse to die. You're saying?
No, sorry, no. Some goals are just never complete. Just more further moved along.
This is true. Now, I admit I did ask you all here, yes, to get to know you, but I do have other things to discuss. Though I ask and I trust you all to discretion. Can I trust you all to discretion? And you will kind of look at the three of you, but particularly over at Cordelia.
Well, can we trust you to discretion? Too late for that, I guess.
Of course we can, Cordelia.
Oh, we
Be rude.
Cordelia, what do you think discretion means? Just human.
Discretion. Let's see. Vocabulary word. 4th grade? No. 5th
Roll a
grade.
history check.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
No, I'll roll one
want
just to see. Okay, that's a 15. Minus 1. So, you know what? 14, that's not bad. It means to be secretive. Right? Something like that.
That would be correct.
Woo.
The things I wish to discuss with you all tonight are of sensitive topic to some, and, well, for full discretion, may end up putting you all in a bit more danger than you previously were.
Oh dear. Now, if I'm in danger, that's one thing, but is this going to put my family in danger? And she's going to lean over the table kind of soberly to look at him directly in the eye.
You see him lean forward, kind of interlocking his hands and kind of resting his chin upon them. My dear, I'm afraid they already are.
What do you mean?
Do I
Heard
have
that.
your word?
So you know.
You see him now with a
You're-
more knowing look, kind of look over to you. Do I have your word?
As long as you ain't gonna hurt them.
No. I wouldn't dream of it. In fact, I wish to help you.
Really?
And I wish to help each of you in your own way. And I hope that you will be able to help me in the same way.
Alright.
My name is not Zardos Sword.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, good, because that name
Oh,
was a mouthful.
Celia. Oh no, this is not gonna get any better. Celia looks surprised. Her eyes go wide.
As I'm sure you know. Celia here has worked for me before, and I hope that you all will be able to do the same. My name is Jarlaxo Benray, and you see him actually reach for the feathered hat atop his head, and actually grab it by the top and pull it off. And as you do, you see violet light kind of shimmer around him as he takes off his hat and there we go. You see a drow, bald head, long pointed ears, and regal features, kind of standing now, doing a bit of an ostentatious bow to you all as he rests the cap upon his head again. My name is Jarlaxo Benray. Pleased to meet you all. And I have a job for you.
Magic.
Magic indeed. I know many things, many ears, all around the city, all around the Sword Coast and much of Faerun. But what I do not know yet, and he looks over to you, Celia, is where the Vault of Dragons is located. I wish to hire you to retrieve it. And I do mean hire you, as he looks again over to you, Celia. My goal is to return it to its rightful place in the city. And I wish for you to be my hand in this operation.
There's the biggest smile on Celia's face right now.
Wow.
Would you mind me asking terribly to what end? You wish to return to the city in exchange for?
A good question, my dear friend. Actually, now that it's been a moment, Celia, I think, obviously you already know about this figure. Damn it, not Siri.
Forgot about that issue.
AI,
Session
it's
for like
on.
the last month has had that. Every session happens.
Final boss is Siri, guys.
Ding ding. And now we will kill you all.
Cordelia Nothronus, roll history checks.
All right.
Boy.
Ooh, 11.
11. All right.
Let's see what people bought says. Okay, well, that's not bad. That's you said history.
Yes.
Well, that's just a lovely +0. So flat 15.
15. Cordelia, you could swear you've heard that name before. Probably somebody big. Eh.
Mhm. Eh. That's perfect. Just eh.
Thrawnus, you definitely recognize this name. You've heard stories, in fact, of almost a very influential figure in a number of circles, not necessarily the ones that you've swam in, but almost a bit of a roguish adventurer that has traveled the lands, drow by the name of Jarlaxle. In fact, you remember him hearing a few stories about him coming into conflict with another famed adventurer, Drizidordan. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Dritzt. You know that he has a notable bit of influence in the Underdark, but also influence in the city of Luskan. I believe you've rolled checks about Luskan before, so I won't make you roll again, but Luskan is a city in the north, the far north of Waterdeep, north of Neverwinter, that almost imagine it like it freezes over a lot. It's cold, and it's home to a number of pirate gangs. In fact, it's actually ruled over by pirate lords. But it's kind of the Forgotten Realms equivalent of Mos Eisley, wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Oh boy. And we gotta go tangling with the Underdark Boba Fett to get some answers.
But other than that, you don't know a ton. You've heard a few stories of various things he's done and places he's been, but other than that, this is a pretty influential figure, particularly in Luskan. So when you ask him, what his goals are, you see him respond with, "My goals? He's wishing to return what was wrongfully stolen from the city. That's untrustworthy of a goal," he says pretty sarcastically.
Well, it's awfully selfless for what could be a huge fortune.
I already have a fortune.
And that kind of money gives you a target on your back.
Oh, it does. That's why many seek to hide it in assets and artifacts of various kinds. What I seek to buy with this gold, though, is influence. You see, the Lord's Alliance, the alliance between the three cities of the Sword Coast, in times of danger and for means of trade, it has always excluded Luskan. I simply wish, as a token of goodwill to Laurel, Miss Silverhand, that returning what was wrongfully taken by the inept ruler of Neverwinter and previous ruler of Waterdeep might be rightfully returned. For her to rethink Luskan's current standing. What I aim to buy is legitimacy.
That can be expensive.
That it can. That's why I wish to hire
Right.
you all. If I simply were to go and try and collect the gold, it would be messy. But if some noble heroes who have already proven on multiple occasions to be able to save the citizens of Waterdeep might be able to collect this treasure, then I think that might look better. And their sponsor might gain their Waterdeep's favor as well. So I wish to hire you. In exchange, I offer gold, not from the cash, but from my personal coffer.
So you want to hire us to find gold so you can pay us with gold, but you don't want to keep the gold. You want to just pay us with the other gold.
If it helps, Cordelia, he's asking us to find something that the city has lost, and he's hoping for a favor in return, like helping out another friend in a faraway city. That's really all this is.
Oh,
That is a good way of putting it.
well, yeah, that sounds great, but finding this treasure, I mean, this is legendary and darn near impossible to find, from what I understand.
No,
I think-
just very well hidden.
I think you're closer than you might think. He looks over at
Oh.
Celia.
We are?
He's kind of looking over at you, Celia, now.
Celia will smile, a knowing smile. I
Shrug
see
and just-
you
you were
already
drinking?
know as well.
Oh, where the gold might be found, no. But, who might have the key to its location? I have my suspicions.
Oh,
Celia.
Then your suspicions are correct. And she will turn towards the two others, Othronus and Cordelia. I think I know where the gold is. At least the door to it.
We still need the key, though, right?
Well, she'll pull out the Stone of Galore.
Celia, make a spellcasting check. So this is intelligence check.
I'm good at those, I swear. Oh, actually, I'm good at those. That's a 19.
Oh, nice. 14. More quickly this time. You're not knocked out. But as you pull out the stone to show it off, show to your compatriots, you see several flashes in your mind and almost images, ideas, thoughts come into your mind of what it might take to open that door.
3 human sacrifices.
oh gosh, not us.
Which I messaged you.
Oh my god, that's so much.
Some of them are easier
Well,
to find.
What?
Now we
Others.
know what the 3 orphans are for.
Oh,
So it turns out there are 6 stones of specific color that we need to gather in a gauntlet to turn as the giant feet.
crazy enough,
And
you're
then
not
use
far
that.
off.
God damn it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't certain when I wanted to send that because I originally I thought, oh, I should have sent that, when you first attuned to the stone.
No,
But
I
then
think
I
this
also
is a good
thought,
time.
oh, this is entertaining. This is more entertaining. So yeah, you now snapped into your mind the keys to the vault and what they are now known to you.
I think her first question after this, because she'll look very confused, almost in a daze, and then when she snaps back, she's gonna ask out loud, "Who is your beardy face?" And she's looking at this stone so confused.
You said, show me your war face.
You almost hear in your mind, answering your question. It is a song.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, Celia? Do you
She-
have something?
Yes, and she's actually going to kind of search around and look for parchment, quill, ink, anything, so she can start writing these things down.
You see him snap to one of the Nimblewrights that is on the ship. Comes over and he says, "Pen and parchment," and you see it kind of quickly rush off. And I don't know if you just start. It's okay, I'll just write it in caviar on a napkin or something.
No, I'm gonna wait, but I'm slowly repeating these things and mumbling them out loud to myself so that I don't forget.
So are you having a vision? Dictating?
You feel, and I will say that this is with all of the information that you've gained, you feel it almost locked into your mind. Partially due to just the presence of the stone. So you're not going to forget, you don't think. But still repeating.
Still repeating. I don't trust myself.
That's fair. That's also why I messaged you. But I'll also probably message.
Nyla is currently wearing all of the necessary rings on her finger. You need to have.
Oh, cool. We actually have everything we need.
But we don't know that. So when we're going around looking and she's just, waiting to show off her fancy stuff after we search and run ourselves ragged, that's when she goes and shows us. And we just have to decide, okay, do we kill her now or do we show her the vault door and then we kill her?
You are actually approached by one of these Nimblewrights. I will also say that all of these Nimblewrights have different constructions. Some look masculine, some look feminine. Of various types of performers. This one almost looks like a ballet dancer that hands you pen and parchment.
Do any of these look Lantanese?
Roll a history check.
Oh no. Uh, 9 plus 4, 13.
13. You're not certain about these, but you do remember hearing back in the Temple of Inspired Hands that a certain Nimblewright was made in Lantan as a gift to them.
Oh, crazy.
Ooh, that stunk.
Okay.
We actually need to go
Start,
back to that temple.
Hey, now we have even more of a reason to do so. She's gonna start writing out all of these keys to the Vault of Dragons on this parchment.
Yeah.
Don't write keys to the Vault of Dragons, just write shopping list.
Keys. Keys.
I don't think this
Keys.
is gonna work as a shopping. It
No,
would not
she's
make
a-
it any less conspicuous.
We're
Might
not
make it
actively
more-
announcing what they are, though. This is a shopping list.
I'm assuming you're gonna share this with everybody.
Yes.
Okay. I'll post that in the Vore channel for everybody. And for everybody's reference at later dates.
Though there will be like little notes next to some of them. So the first one, a Lantanese animated construct. She's gonna just like right next to it like temple ? A brass dragon scale, underwater again. A performance of
If you-
Dirty Face song.
If you might be interested, there is that Leeds discussion channel that nobody has ever used
Oh,
ever.
that's right.
This might be a good place for that. If you want to write notes in there.
Maybe.
Crazy.
I made it for y'all. Y'all haven't used it.
We have, it's just that we've used it out loud, not in the text.
So not using it. Okay.
We're using the spirit of it.
It's like using the spirit of a pencil when you talk.
Exactly. In the same gesture of me texting you, I'm just telling you LOL instead.
LOL. I'm laughing so hard right now. I'm kidding.
So,
Well, now
brass
it's time
dragon.
to
What
take
color
over
was the
by a
dragon
robot.
that we? What color was
Oh,
the
it
dragon
was
that we
brass.
met? Oh, okay.
He was brass. He was one of the nice ones. He was not chromatic,
Yes,
so
he
the other ones. Metallic. He was metallic, so he was nice.
He was so polite and gentlemanly. I imagined him having a voice like Sean Connery or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Do you think if we go back, he'll give us one of his scales?
Well, we need to go
If
and
we ask him
talk with
nicely.
the black stuff, because we did that job for her, and she said she was going to talk to him. We don't know if he's still there or maybe relocated, so we don't want to go there for nothing.
And I'm assuming you're not trying to hide this from
No, not at all.
No, this is openly talking at the dinner table.
You see him stroking his chin. I'm assuming like everybody's like gathered on Celia's side and everything now, so
Mhm.
everybody can read this together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It said,
Ooh,
need a
shape
gift
changer.
from a queen.
This is interesting.
Do we
Hmm.
know any queens?
So,
What? Like, how hard of a definition do we need for a queen? I'm just out loud thinking. What if someone
listen,
with
You hear Jarlaxle chuckle a bit at that. Sorry.
Althronis, Celia is your queen. Boom.
I'm not certain if the magic of this vault will see it quite that way.
that's
But-
my thing. Like, what is the?
Fortunately for you all, we do know Queen.
Ooh,
Any
royalty.
guesses? Anybody read their history?
Was it? Is it Laurel Silverhand? No.
Whose
Yes.
history?
Indeed, she is.
I remembered a thing.
She was, could be considered the Queen of Waterdeep at this time, though I don't think that's what it would be. She was, however, Queen of... Let me actually look this up. Sorry.
He says this while pulling out like random parchments, like a bag of different scrolls. Like, wait, I have this. I have this.
Reach into his pocket and pull out a heavy tome as he checks.
Let's see. Shape changer. Ooh, I know what that could be. All too well.
You do know that shape changer is dead. At least at this time.
Okay, so do we need a shape changer alive? Because does it say alive or just a shape changer? Do we need to go and steal a corpse?
Like, do we need a hair, a toenail clipping from each of these? Like, I'm confused how these all connect.
We just need a shape changer. Because if so, we just find someone who knows like one of them, shifty spells.
Oh, I could try
Wait.
shape.
This is a recipe for polyjuice potion.
This is a
I
recipe.
mean, as long as it works. Don't mix it with cat hair. God, you don't have time for that.
What is a grand triumph in your mind?
And Jarlaxle will say, she was the witch queen of Stormantor.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
So we need a gift from her. Cordelia, you're probably
Or if you
the
find another
most
queen.
personable.
I can go ask for a gift from the queen, but we should bring her something too. We should bring her something really nice. Like, what do queens like? Diamonds, fruit baskets, a gift card to a massage parlor? I don't know.
I think it's best if we try and research what would prompt her to gift us something. For all we know, there's like a greeting that some random noble does where we just exchange random gifts or things in a random meeting or something.
Could potentially be something that someone was once gifted from a queen.
Oh.
Like I said, we need research. For all we know, she does a raffle every year, and we just gotta find the previous winner.
Huh.
And then, Celia, you'd asked about what would count as a grand triumph. Is that correct?
Yes.
Roll history check.
Does it involve arch rivals?
11.
You gotta kill Silas Duggan.
Oh, he's
I was like, I
redeemed.
don't know why my thought went to like the yawning portal. I was like, we have to go to the bottom of that thing, aren't we? I'm terrified.
Like a great triumph? Like, who defines the great triumph? Because I got a couple things I could do that I would consider great triumphs.
Cordelia Nothronis, could you also roll a history check?
Ooh, sure thing.
If I remember my +0, it's a +0.
14 total.
14? Nothronis?
As soon as it stops spinning.
Four.
Or yeah, it was a 20 and then it started going backwards.
Cordelia, I don't think it, like, you're thinking about this, like, what would that count? What would count as that? Maybe a few things go through your head. Cordelia, you remember, just perhaps it was looking through a map of Waterdeep. Perhaps it was overhearing a discussion from one of the patrons of the Yawning Portal. Not the Yawning Portal. Trollskull Manor. Why did I say the Yawning Portal? You remember hearing about the competitions that take place in the Fields of Triumph. Colosseum arena venue that exists in the Sea Ward that regularly hosts a variety of events.
I mean, I was gonna shoot my shot. What if we took the skull from the sign of Trollskull, the tavern that we made? Because when we killed that troll, it was a pretty great triumph, our first together.
Do you think the vault accepts the power of friendship?
I don't know. Does it accept the fact that we had to fight a giant troll and not die as a triumph?
As a grand triumph?
I mean, if I remember, that battle was actually a lot closer than we would have liked. Even with help.
It was pretty close. I think relatively, though, I don't know if it's grand enough of a triumph to act as a key.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Also, who does anyone know that can make a performance of Beardy Face? Anyone?
I mean, I can
Yeah, I
sing
will say-
Jolene.
I was just going to ask Three Strings. He
I
seems
was
the
going to
most
ask, is
fitting.
that a song?
It's
Or
a
is
song.
that like an acting performance? Okay,
It's a song. I asked the same question, kind of, and it's a song.
Yeah, that's something I
Okay.
think you probably would have.
Learn it?
It's a performance of your beauty face. Dwarvish love song.
Aw.
Ah,
Because for a second, and I don't know why my mind went to this specific place when I just kept repeating the word Beardy Face, and for some reason the Spider-Man theme started kicking in my head, and I was trying to, just, what do dwarves do, and how can I rhyme it with Beardy Face?
Beardy face.
Beauty face,
Beardy
beauty face. Hair
He's
all
He's gonna
Over
strangle
your
you with an
face.
ace.
wow.
He's gonna
I
swing
like
at
that.
you
I
with
like that
an
a
ace.
lot. Watch him swing. Giant mace. It's gonna hurt, so don't get hit. Look out.
Here comes your beardy face.
That's beautiful. What confuses me is what we're supposed to do with all these items, question mark? Like
I
they
can
all become a
ask.
key? Yeah, go for it.
I pull out the stone again. And I ask, are there any other detailed instructions you could give us regarding these keys?
I think this time you just see another flash come to you again of just a momentary vision of this door underground, almost burned into your mind. In this almost feeling like bring them here. Is the idea.
Them. Okay.
So if you
Did you guys cut out? I heard
No.
I
nope, still here.
I heard somebody say so, and then nothing happened.
I think Celia will look around and just say, we're just supposed to bring them to the door.
Magic, I guess. Don't really need an explanation.
So
Finish
these
with
could include people?
Well, we would need someone for a performance, and I'm assuming the shape changer would be a living thing?
I mean, children change shape as they grow up.
That's
I don't
that
think
children are still living.
Yeah.
they're. Well, here's the thing. I think the shape change needs to happen for it to work, and that may take a while if we're waiting for a child to grow.
Fine. You know what about bread mold? Bread mold grows pretty quickly.
Got a moldy
Would
piece
you
of bread.
consider that a shape change, or just bread spoiling?
Well, it changes shape. I mean, as the mold grows.
I would, if I may interject, I would say it does specify shape changer, not something that changes shape.
Okay, fair enough.
It doesn't specify living. So what have we found on this doing?
A mimic.
You know, I remember hearing from one of my, informants that the Harpers are having a bit of a shape changer problem.
Oh,
Might be able to root one out from them.
Sorry, I'm just taking a bunch of
Celia
notes.
remembers the last Harper that they talked to and grimaces.
Which one is she thinking of?
Garfield.
I think Celia may have forgotten that Rainier is also a Harper.
She sure did. Rainier doesn't talk
trying to
about
think, like,
himself enough.
Because our last mission for them was not great.
It was not.
But who knows? Maybe we'll say, give us one more chance, and try and deal with the shape changer problem. Just everybody stay in a group. Nobody, walk away and become sus.
I mean, technically, we did take care of the last problem.
I mean, you did find out what was causing all the fields to get torn down. And then you burnt one down.
But we did what they asked us to, so they're welcome.
How long is it going to take for that, hag to come back and haunt us with the child?
Ooh.
Let's
a witch. Kill her.
not deal with another hag if we can avoid it.
Why not?
Listen, Celia was fine, but the last time they dealt with the hag, it left the party pretty badly mentally scarred.
No.
We lost a member of our party.
I think that was partially due to scheduling conflict.
Yeah, out of game.
In-game, yes.
Other reasons.
Kimmy, come home.
No doubt.
Kimmy, come back.
Has anybody heard anything from her?
Guys, you guys know how this works. It's Beetlejuice rules. Everybody 3 times.
Kimmy. Kimmy.
Kimmy. She just comes back to say no.
Okay, so we have a list of things we need to do then.
Well, a live checklist.
Do we want to split up to do this, or do we want to, in groups, one by one, kick this off the lists?
Please, for the love of God, as a DM, do not split up.
I think we need to split up. It would be more efficient that way.
And God literally parts the clouds of the sky and just says, no!
And suddenly, and without warning, you are all bound together by a mithril chain that does not let you venture more than 100 feet away from each other.
Mr. DM, I forget.
120 feet.
Was Bob Barman in the dock ward or was it the sea ward?
Are you asking? Who are you asking?
I'm asking you,
Asking
Mr. DM. Yeah.
Your father was in the sea ward, living with the Castellanters as they were helping to curry a deal.
Well, sounds like a perfect opportunity to visit Dad and go see if we can have evidence of a grand triumph.
See, it's perfect. We need to split up for this. Cordelia goes there. I go get 3 strings for the performance.
Cordelia,
I'll go to the temple and try and get the animated construct then.
Plan. F the DM.
No, that's
everybody
rolls
a d20.
In between the sessions. In between sessions, that's what we break.
Everybody roll a d20, and whoever get the highest, the other 2 teleport to you.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm no, I'm not saying that seriously. Uh,
Okay. Eventually, we also have to do the Great Shrines thing, which I guess we can't use the skull, but there's something called the Grand. Jesus, it was like 10 minutes when we were talking about this. How did I forget already?
the Field of Triumph.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. We investigate what that is.
You, Cordelia, roll a history check. Just because I don't know if you are remembering this, but let's see if this sticks out to Cordelia at this point in time.
15.
Excuse me. All right, 15. You, as you're discussing this and like this discussion is continuing, you remember that Jarlaxle, he had mentioned something about your family being in danger
Mm-hmm.
that he never followed up on. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, about that. I want to ask him about that.
All right.
Was there
Would you
anything
like-
else that you wanted to say?
Would you like to ask him? I mean, you mentioned you're going to ask him. Do you want to ask him?
Yeah. So, as we're all trying to figure out these notes and contribute to his thing, Cordelia will turn to him. So, while we figure all this out, can you explain to me how you know what danger my family is in and why? Why do you know?
Yes. I have informants in many places, whether they know it or not. One of which you actually seem to have met this morning. Miss Yala Gralhand. Three of you remember the manor you infiltrated this morning.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
We have
Oh right, I left the business card with them.
we have met on a number of occasions. Let me just say that she is not all that faithful to her husband. But I have heard from her information regarding an alleged cult inside of the city. One that worships
This-
Asmodeus.
I just raised my hand.
Yes. You raise your hand, he just
Uh,
looks over. Oh, alright. Yes.
Not for maybe something to do with this, might not be. And I describe in the graveyard where we found the door, where there are buried bodies of 2 murdered cult members and a third that we managed to save after we went to the now probably burned down windmill where the other 2 cultists were. That's how the chase through the city started.
Yeah.
We went to investigate the graveyard. So them. How
It seems
big
to
is that? Because we only found a few, but we have no idea how big the operation actually is.
It seems you've been encountering the cult all day, in fact. But it seems, from what I have heard, you've been the enemy of this cult for some time, Cordelia.
Me? Why me?
Cordelia or her family?
From what I hear, it may be both. But from the knowledge I have, they are out to get you. That I heard of an attack against one of the adventurers that put Rainier out of danger. Was that you? They were the one to send that hit.
Wait, you mean the one with the robot?
Yes.
Why me? I never did nothing to no cult of Asmodeus, as far as I know.
Yalla did not know why such a thing would happen, but it may have something to do with the fact that the cult is, and I do wish to stress that this is all alleged information, and I do not believe it would hold up under any court or scrutiny, but I do trust her as a source on this. This cult is headquartered under the manor of Castellanter Villa.
No. Paul's working with the Castellanters. Why would they?
Indeed.
Oh no.
I pieced that together in your vivid description of your, why you were here. But what exactly they want to gain still seems uncertain, but it does seem like gold is on their minds, as it seems that they are also searching for this gold hidden in the city. It would be wise to be wary of them, as well as the Xanathar in the center.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I hope Paul hasn't signed anything with them yet. Listen, I need to get a letter sent to him immediately. Do you have one of them paper birds? I've got oh dear.
I do, but Cordelia, it may not be safe.
No.
Those birds can be intercepted, right?
They can. If they're keeping an eye on him, then communications, letters would be likely kept from him. Intercepted.
You think they would have intercepted one to my mother and my brother? I sent one a couple days ago to them.
Maybe. It would have been harder, as they would have had to intercept it mid-flight. Sort of at one end. Unless they're, where your family is. But if they're after you, and they're after your father, then it is possible that they might be after your family as well.
Oh gosh. Well, how do we stop them? They have power and influence. We're just farmers.
You stop them by taking away what they're after.
So we take the gold.
If it's no longer in play, then perhaps whatever scheme they may have with you and your family will no longer be of use. Though, of course, that is just a theory. Information, it seems, is also something you may wish to pursue. Discretion, as they likely also have ears in many places. Discretion may be key.
Then I need to go find Paul and I need to warn him. He's a good-hearted man. He might not know. Oh, I wish Grandpa was here. He'd know what to do.
Celia, Thronis, anything you wish to add in this situation?
Hmm. We got a lot of, we have more than plenty to do. Any ideas on the order we want to get it done?
That much I will leave up to you.
Well, if Cordelia is worried about her father, and her father is in the Sea Ward, wouldn't it make sense to try and, since we're there, gain more information on this grand triumph?
Simple enough. If he's a spectator, we could definitely make a little show of, whatever we have to do that, his daughter's there, so he could, want to go and say hi.
Ah. Cordelia will tap her temple and nodding at you guys. Y'all are so smart.
I'm terrified now. As soon as we get there and try to be discreet, she's just gonna yell it out as soon as she sees him in the stands.
She sure is.
Hey, Paula,
Right
are you
next-
involved with a cult?
No.
Yeah, them people next to you that looking real angry at you. Are they in the cult too?
Yeah, the one holding the knives.
Wait.
Kidding.
So, do you know then? And she'll lean back towards. Let's see, I wrote his name out phonetically. Jarlaxle. I'm sorry, that sounds like a laxative.
Blame R.A. Salvatore.
Okay. But she'll lean back towards him. Is Silas working for the Cassalanters? Is that how this is working out?
I honestly don't know.
Oh, you don't know that
This
part.
Silas Duncan has not been in my purview necessarily.
So then he must be a small enough fish to not be of note. So that's good? Question
Perhaps.
mark? Not high enough to be influential, but low enough to be discreet? Oh, goodness, I don't know. Maybe he can help us. I hope
Not
he will.
impossible that he may be involved.
Didn't you say he was leaving town?
I don't know where he was going. He was just leaving. He told
Yeah.
you to leave town.
Oh no, he
Yeah.
told you. Sorry, I thought he said you should leave town because that's what I'm doing. But no, he just told you to get out.
Nope.
Gotcha.
Perhaps you have a better understanding of why he might have said that now.
I understand completely. So he must have some insight, or... Well, yes, he does have insight, so otherwise he wouldn't have warned me, but how high he is up on the rung, I cannot say. But he did mention that he wanted power and influence to some degree.
It seems that's what many people in cults to Asmodeus wish for.
Right. Well, he could... Oh,
Influence, power.
yes. Maybe we could get them to look elsewhere for the influence and power. Different source, maybe.
I do not think many of those who seek out Asmodeus would be willing to switch to a lesser ambition.
Makes terrible sense that way. Well, friends,
The hour does draw late. I trust Celia will share means of getting in contact with me if you need anything. But I do think less I am involved, we are involved, the less risk we draw of, well, the city catching wise.
So just so I know, when we find the treasure and like turn it back in, how do we let them know you help? Or do we not let them know you help? We just ask for what you wanted.
Bring it to me and I will make myself known. We
works.
likely present together. Let me know how things progress. I trust Celia will continue to keep me informed.
Of course.
Just do we have something to like to transfer all that gold?
If you do run into problems with that, when you are beginning to be able to enter the vault, I may be able to spare some men to help you as well. If you let me know.
Yeah, probably do that just to be sure. As fun as it would be to just have a giant sack with like the emblem of gold dragons and gold like on it, while we like sneak out. I assume that'd be very conspicuous.
That might not be the best method, no.
You get the sense that 500,000 gold pieces would not be all that easy to transport in a singular bag. Even a bag of holding.
Not in a singular bag. I mean, like a giant duffel bag filled with gold. And you just, I imagine the scene from The Mask.
Yep. Of course, both I and the captain are both a little surprised nobody asked about this. What do you say? Of course, I do not ask you to do this for free.
Oh.
The gold will need to be returned to the city, but I am willing to offer payment from my own coffers.
Listen, if it's at least 200 gold pieces, I'm in.
I'm willing to part with 12,000 gold pieces for such a sum. It's enough for 4,000 for each of you.
Ooh.
Enough to make you plenty rich. And if in the gold you find a certain staff embellished with a golden dragon, and you bring that to me, I offer an additional 6,000 total.
Okay, I was gonna ask, because you're saying
Wow.
the total, I'm trying to calculate.
So it's, I'll type this out for you guys. I'll put that probably in the War channel as well. That's 12,000 or 4,000 each for earning the gold, and an additional 6,000 or 2,000 each, which would bring everybody's total up to 6,000.
I can think of a few things to do with that.
Celia's eyes go wide because she was 100% getting ready to do this for free.
Buy a brand new hat.
One singular hatch for 6,000 gold pieces.
Hey, if it's a Stetson custom made, heck yeah.
You can buy a mansion full of hats and still have gold to spare.
Oh gosh.
I know exactly what I'm doing with my gold, but I'm also gonna because I'm definitely gonna sift through everything that's not gold. I'm definitely keeping because he only asked for the gold. So
and
anything that's not, and the staff, specifically one jeweled with the jewels and the dragon. Anything else, fair game.
Now something tells me that this magical staff is potentially containing nefarious purpose.
I
No.
don't remember if isn't that the one that controls the dragon ward, or am I thinking of another one?
It's giving
Perhaps.
give me the lamp.
What? No.
Look, we have to bring it to him, so if anyone accidentally rubs it or says a few magic words and something pops out, I guess we'll know.
Rub the staff and make a genie pop out.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the staff is also a mimic and it bites you, trying to say like, I'm trying to sleep here, damn it.
Every single gold piece in that hoard is a mimic.
That's terrifying. 20,000
That's also
mimics.
ingenious. Because like if they're mini mimics, like tiny, like 10 hit point mimics that just bite you for a d4, a mountain of them will like eat a person alive in seconds.
Yeah,
Like
20,000 of them. Even if they all rolled a
It's
1,
like-
that's 20,000 hit points.
It's
They all have to attack you though.
Scrooge McDuck money bin, but just full of tiny gold piece mimics.
Exactly. That's the
You fall
ultimate
in-
trap.
It's like a piranha infested water.
You guys remember the scene from The Mummy, like those beetle bug things that just eat people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that. For whatever reason, those bugs were encased in gold, and then like when they tried pulling them out, they turned into bugs again. I don't know. That was weird.
And now I'm thinking of Delicious in Dungeon again.
So,
Like you can actually roast them; they're delicious.
Yeah.
yeah.
They make
So do
mimic sherbet.
So,
Do we?
we have a
Uh,
lot to do tomorrow. We should.
You have quite the busy day, yes.
We should see if
need it.
Sam's surgery is done.
My men will
check
return.
on those kids.
My men will return you to the docks. I recommend
Alright.
keeping a low profile in the dock ward for a bit of time.
We'll be fine.
And he points to you, Cordelia. You should be fine, but the other two, they may still have people looking for you.
Oh.
Wait, people are looking for me?
You were spotted in a chase earlier this afternoon.
Nah, I think they were mistaking me for someone else.
Yeah, we totally weren't there.
Listen, just wear a different colored suit, a different hat.
We
I
technically
am. I'm
are.
fully changed. So
We
I
are
believe I have a
completely
rock
different
solid alibi. I was with Celia in the wards, like, in the opposite side, and,
Yeah.
territory. We even
Listen.
got witnesses.
It's gonna be difficult, but you two are like the cutest it couple. It's gonna be difficult to disguise you.
Also, I think I forgot to send the art in the channel. That is Gerlaxel.
Ah, yes. Groovy
Also,
man.
definitely, Cordelia, you had the hots for him like a couple episodes ago.
Yes, when he was looking like a musketeer.
I remember the first time I saw this, I thought he was holding a lamp, not a rapier.
Holding a what? A rat?
I thought he was holding a lamp. I was like, oh, look, he's got a genie holster.
Lamp. Got that genie
Yeah,
on
he's
me.
actually a genie warlock.
Yeah, no. As soon as he pulls that thing out, the genie like just flows out of the blade and just. You guys played Kingdom Hearts, right? Just genie in the background, just zap, zap,
Yes.
zap.
I mean, a wishblade is an item that does exist.
No, I just want a random like. It followed the same rules as like the hex blade. Like when you kill something, it gives you like a little specter. It's just a specter that physically fights with you, like this little servant. Every time you draw the blade, he can go in a melee or he can just zap people, and he's got the same personality as the genie.
Sounds
Quips
like
and everything.
fun. All right. Is there anything else he's going to, offer for his men to row you back? You notice that it doesn't seem like there were any that were like on the deck, but a few do come out of this ship when beckoned.
Let me check my inventory just as a goodbye gift. 'Cause I do think I have at least like maybe 2 or 3 more of those wines left, like bottles.
Also, part of why I bring this up is you do notice Jarlaxle is wearing an eye patch as well. Othronus.
He's a pirate.
I mean,
I mean, you're not wrong.
He did just
both
kind of say that he
pirates.
kind of was.
He's a leader of Leskin, where pirate lords rule.
Ooh, fancy.
I mean, he's got an eye patch and I've got an eye patch, but neither of us have said anything. We've respected the rule.
The code.
I gotta say, I'm so curious to know what conflicted soul ballad Silas is singing right now if we were in a musical.
I'm just Ken, of course.
You know
I
what? I
actually
have
think
not
it's
heard
Aladdin's.
that song. All my love of Barbies, and I have
You've
not
never
seen the
heard?
Barbie movie. I've
I'm
never
just
listened
Ken.
to
Oh,
that Miss
wow.
Ken song. I'll look it up
Wow.
later.
Out. No, Ryan Gosling knocks it out of the park.
It's so good.
He does. I was actually thinking, I don't remember what the song's name was, but you know that intro in Aladdin where he's trying to get away from the guards?
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining Silas doing, just trying to get out of town because
he's
Well,
free.
it's not the guards, it's the his fellow conspirators, because the guy he was meeting with just got murdered. Because he's got his people, but there are other people he's working with who probably aren't too happy. Because if he promised something, he can't really deliver no more.
I am like so happy with how like the last like dozen sessions have been going. Stuff's been popping off.
I really, it's been so much fun.
Lining all the ducks up in a row, and then we're about to take a huge detour.
Yeah. I think we could probably end the session here. I do think I have a bit more to narrate.
I was gonna say, do we want to head home and then just sleep and let that be the end, or do we want to stop?
I was thinking like a long rest might be beneficial.
It's getting into the late evening now. Is there anything else you wish to ask of Jarlaxle before you leave, or question him on, or bring up, or anything you want to do before you start heading back to the tavern?
I think we have plenty of to chew on, honestly.
Plenty of stuff to chew on? All right.
We have a whole basket of Twizzlers.
It's everything. I can't find the list of my wines, but I'm just gonna send him to give him one. I don't know where the list is.
Celia?
If she hasn't yet, she would also tell him the location of the door.
He
Are you gonna tell him that's where your friend is, so he doesn't accidentally have her taken out because he thinks she's also onto the treasure?
It's fine. I'm sure he knows about her. It's okay.
I mean, I'm fine with saying, because I don't think Cordelia had been caught up with that situation as well. If you just want to say that had been brought up during the discussion,
Yeah.
like all the clues in the door and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The keys in the door. Yeah. And he's aware of that now. Anything else you want to report to him? Or are you going to save it for the paper bird?
I can't think of anything else.
No is a perfectly fine answer. Or if you want to say something.
Yeah, I don't
Retroactive,
think
say
so yet.
That's fine. That's fair. All right. Well, it's another brief row across the harbor.
She is sad to be leaving the boat, though.
Back to the docks, where the other two ships are anchored. And you begin heading. Let me get to the map. You begin heading north yet again. Everybody just roll a stealth check just real quick, just to see if any guards in the dock ward see you.
14.
That's a 1. We'll re-roll. Ooh. Hey, that's a 22.
Oh, nice. What was that, Simon? Simon? Othronus?
We lost him, oh no.
Oh no.
Snake? Snake? Snake!
Hey.
Well, I mean, I rolled for the guards and they rolled terribly, so I'm just gonna assume that he
We're
did fine.
fine.
So yeah, probably like only once or twice ducking through an alley to avoid the eyes of any guards. Yeah, no, it's been a pretty long day. Do you take any drays or any carriages to get up through the city?
That
If
would be
any
the most
are
discreet
available,
way.
Yes.
I'll say, I don't know if I had been doing this before. I think I may have just been handling it. But let's say just everybody mark off 1 silver for taking a dray.
Okay.
And you're able to get up through the city. Up back to Troll Skull Alley.
Said 1 silver?
Yeah, 1 silver.
Done.
How? Okay.
Oh, did you have a
1
question?
silver. Oh yeah, I was just looking at the conversion chart.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Okay, I am very close to the other thing I was working on, but I'm good.
I think I'm gonna end it off here in a bit of a moment as you kind of walk up to the now seemingly complete restoration of Troll Skull Manor. It looks like it's ready to get back open when you guys are ready to get back up on your feet. It's been a long day, but as you go to open up the tap room to make your way into the home so you can get to bed, you hear the sound of voices inside.
Oh shoot.
Number of them yelling a bit muffled in confusion, of not really able to tell in this moment what's going on, but as you open up this door, you see a number of people all seemingly manically yelling at each other. Clive, Gale, the kids, Liff, and Sam standing on the counter. All yelling at each other in confusion of what is going on.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
Zam is. Here's my question: is Zam up and about?
As they all pause to look up at you. Zam is standing on the the bar table,
Yay.
and you just see them all pause, stare up over at you, and he just says, "Guys, you're back!" And he leaps off of this table at you guys, and we're gonna end it there.
Oh.
I was about to catch him in a hug.
Dibs to wait. We can all catch him in a group
Sidestep.
hug.
No, I am hogging him all to myself. As soon as he does that, I'm literally pulsing up in the air.
Yeah, I'll have him roll an athletics check because you guys are in the doorway and he's on the bar table. It's quite the leap that he'd have to make.
No.
But he's gonna roll next
Halfway
time.
from
Can I step forward and try to give him advantage to get closer?
We'll resolve that next time.
Oh, that's right. I
Can't
still have to talk to Celia about the cocaine thing.
Yeah, I do, like, I've had this in mind for like the past couple of sessions because you've sent like a whole bunch of people are just staying at Troll Skull now, including all those kids now, and Gail was
We're all
confused. Like,
gonna shove them in the same room, by the way.
Gail was confused because that you guys said that you were going to be back in like an hour or two while I was like wrapping up with Zam, and says, but like now nobody's like arrived, and now all these other people have arrived, and now I don't know what to do. The kids
It's
are
gonna
here
be a
because-
great story. Cordelia's gonna bake us something delicious to eat for you guys because we're already stuffed, and we're gonna fill you guys in. It's gonna be great, and I'm gonna be just sharing a drink with Zam to help.
Cordelia's gonna
toast
be
his good health.
exhausted. She's gonna be up early at like 4 a.m. Making pancakes and bacon for everybody. Making sure everybody has blankets, has a cot. All the orphans get tucked in with a goodnight kiss.
Got a question. Where are the orphans gonna stay? Because I was gonna suggest Nyla's old room, but
I thought we gave Clive Nyla's old room.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
Like,
that's why I said we're just stuffing everyone in one room. It's gonna be Clive, Zam, and the orphans all in that one room.
You know what?
No,
Cordelia
isn't
can give
Zam
up her room.
sharing a room with Cordelia already?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Cordelia
Who
could just
solved that?
sleep on the tap room floor. You know what? She'll give up her
I mean,
room.
honestly, like the kids would like absolutely be thrilled to like surf your couch or sleep in, I don't know, one of the other rooms that you guys have set up.
yeah, no. If anything, I'm going to end up giving them my room. It's a mess, but I can definitely make it work so those three have a place to stay.
He just kicks all the beer cans under the bed.
There are no beer cans. Now I may have to store shelf a few empty bottles because you don't waste bottles. You refill them.
Beer cans don't exist. Beer bottles, however.
Okay. But it was the visual of a whole bunch of
know,
like Busch Light cans like just tinkling as he like kicks them under the bed.
Yeah,
He's
no,
not a slob or he just enjoys his drink.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it this way. The room is messy, but under every random surface, underneath the bed or behind the shelf or in between one of the books, you can always pull out a bottle of something.
Maybe we give
Yeah.
Clive your room because I feel like he's more used to Orthronis, just in general.
This is also
Let-
true.
We give Clive
will-
your room, the orphans in Nyla's room,
Solve.
Zam sharing a room with Cordelia.
Gotta
makes sense.
solve this now. Yeah. Gotta save some of the problems to solve next time.
And then, I mean, Orthronis,
Not like
if
you
you
guys
don't
don't
have
have
a place
all
to
the other
stay,
ones.
I guess I could be kind enough to lend you my room as well.
Ah, Gambit.
Ah, darn.
Guess
So
you
I'm
just
trying to
have
remember.
to.
I don't think I've
share
been
the
in
bed.
your room for too long. I don't think I've been in your room all that often, so I'm trying to remember how big is that bed of yours? Probably not
Big
that.
is that bed of mine?
Oh my!
Check
It
on that
appears that
next
there's
time.
only one bed.
Oh,
How
no.
inconvenient!
Well, no,
No,
I'm
I
thinking, what's the size? Because I'm also a large person and Celia's not.
Listen, if you two spoon, it'll be fine.
But I also want to know, did
Celia's
she
the
like
big
make a
spoon.
bed for her size, or are my feet going to be dangling off the bottom?
I don't think I had my bed custom made for my size. It's probably a typical standard.
You know, I'm on the
size
map.
bed.
Celia, you took the biggest bed in the house.
I felt like I did. I just didn't want to say anything until I checked.
That's hilarious.
I was like, I could have sworn
Oh.
I went for the best bedroom.
She's been sleeping in it sideways, just thinking that was normal.
Yeah.
You got plenty of space.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the kids would love that library room as well.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, no, that one's fun. Stories. Gotta remember to tell them that they need to be ready to be up and early because they're likely going to have breakfast slash stories slash chores.
Okay, so why do we keep adopting these orphans?
Because we have soft hearts. And by
Because
we,
that's
I
how you
mean
get free
Ophthalmos to me.
workers. I looked at it as like, that's how you get free workers, and that's how you build rapport. They don't have to stay here, but if we give them someplace to stay, they'll have a reason to come back.
So sweet.
I guess it can be useful.
It's always useful to have a helper or two or three, especially ones this young that you can train, sail the ropes, and a few things you might be interested in that they're interested in. I mean, I'm pretty sure, didn't we know one of them might be like, more or less okay with some magic? Who knows? You might find somebody to show your tricks to.
They're all already playing the roles of adventures of various types. Why not encourage said behavior?
Celia the mentor. Ah, that's a new role.
If only Chanza was here.
Listen, Celia,
There's
you can be the
possible.
cool aunt to all these children.
Fair.
That means very little responsibility, but a lot of influence.
Fair. That's definitely
Okay, so the way I see this is, I think each of us takes an orphan and just teaches them what they know. So I'm going to build a barbarian.
Instead of build a bear, build a barbarian.
Exactly. I'm just going to show them the ropes. You just got to learn to be angry.
So
I'm so excited.
That was a big fun session.
Mm-hmm.
It was. We had a lovely dinner, talked about a heist, as well as having to go find some keys.
That went way better than I thought it was going to.
I am just so intrigued by everything that's happening. This is great.
I was hoping to psych you out with the roll a Constitution saving throw after you start eating.
Oh yeah, no. I straight up thought like, oh, was the food poisoned? Are we about to fall asleep? Or are they trying to make us mentally like, oh, let's tell them everything we know and think it's okay.
So, yeah, but he knows he doesn't need to poison me for that. I'll just tell him everything I know regardless.
I'm pretty sure, given how, maybe this is an extreme example, but I'm pretty sure if he told her, oh yeah, jump off the ship and drown yourself, she might try it.
There was a good chance.
He's obviously got a plan. He's obviously got a plan. So
there's a reason that he wants to do that. There's probably something down in the ocean I need to get. So
I just gotta drown myself to get it.
Exactly.
So I will share at this point. I've said before that there are